Back in October we released Deno 2, but now the celebration is over. We are back at work continuing to simplify programming, and the new 2.1 version comes packed with direct WebAssembly imports, our first long-term support release, improved package management with Deno Outdated, support for bundling assets in Deno Compile, and more. WebAssembly is a binary compilation target that allows you to write code in other languages and compile it for the browser. While Deno has always had WASM support, Deno 2.1 makes it significantly simpler, more ergonomic, and more performant to import WASM modules. Previously, you would have to load a WebAssembly module manually, which required specifying allowed permissions. In 2.1, WebAssembly modules become part of the module graph, which Deno can analyze and cache for faster use. 2.1 also introduces our first long-term support release. Deno gets a new minor release every 6 weeks and a new patch release almost every week. However, development teams in larger organizations usually audit new releases before using them in production. Having such a fast-paced release cadence makes it challenging for these teams to keep up with the latest version of Deno. To make it easier to use Deno in production, 2.1 is our first LTS release. The 2.1 branch will receive important bug fixes and performance improvements for the next 6 months. There are a ton of improvements to Deno's dependency management in this release. The most important bit is that you can now manage JSR and NPM dependency updates with the new Deno Outdated subcommand. This allows you to see which dependencies in your project have newer versions available. Note, this command understands both Deno and package.json and modifies both these files at the same time. We've also improved Deno Compile to be easier and faster. Since version 1.6, you can compile your project into a single binary executable for any major platform, making it easier to distribute and execute without needing to install Deno or dependencies. One of the most requested features for Deno Compile was the ability to embed arbitrary files that can be read by the compiled program. Thanks to a major overhaul of the internal infrastructure of Deno Compile, this is now possible. You can now use the include flag to tell Deno to include additional files or directories. Additionally, programs created with Deno Compile can now leverage V8 code caching for faster startups. The cache is created on the first run and placed in a temporary directory to be used on subsequent runs. Debugging in Deno also got easier in this release, which now supports stack traces in interactive permission prompts. Deno's permission system is one of its most loved features. Using interactive permission prompts is a useful way to understand which permissions are needed for a program to function properly. One shortcoming of these prompts was that they only showed what permission is needed by which API, but you couldn't see exactly where that permission was requested. Deno 2.1 solves this shortcoming. Running any program with the Deno trace permission environment variable will enable collection of stack traces when a permission is requested, allowing you to easily pinpoint which part of the program needs a certain permission. Finally, while we believe CommonJS is holding back the JavaScript community, Deno 2 added CommonJS support, making it much easier to run legacy projects with Deno. Deno, which defaults to ESM, will check the closest package.json, and if its type is CommonJS, Deno will run it as CommonJS. You can read more about this release on our blog and learn more about Deno in some of our other videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.